My name is Alicia English and welcome back to my channel. For the last couple of months, I have been searching for the perfect piece of furniture to flip and was looking for something a little more farmhouse style that could kind of go both ways. And yesterday was an amazing day because I scored an antique sideboard for free. Yesterday, while I was online, I was replying to some messages you guys had sent me on social media, and I actually clicked Facebook when I saw that my name was tagged in a post by a local lady in our area. And what I was surprised to see was that she had tagged me in a post where someone was giving away a free antique sideboard. It said that it was a project piece, that it needed a lot of work, but that it would definitely be restorable. And so I tagged my name right away and said I'd be there in a few minutes to pick it up. So we headed on our trip to go and pick it up just a town over. And it just so happened that the house that we went to pick up the sideboard at was just about a few blocks away from my favorite McNaughton's home hardware store. So of course I had to step in there to choose my paint color so I could work on this project. I knew as soon as I got home it was gonna call my name and I wasn't gonna be able to wait till later in the week to start restoring. Do you wanna see it? Okay, let's go. So as stated in the ad for the listing for this free cabinet, I'm gonna go over some of the things that definitely make this a project piece. This would not be for a beginner to be able to create and restore something like this because this is actually a veneer and wood piece, which means I need to remove veneer, which can be extremely tedious. The top of this cabinet has been destroyed from water damage, which means that all of this original veneer now is all crispy and I cannot paint over this or stain it. I need to be able to remove this and then go from there to see what step I can go to next, whether I can store it with stain or if I have to paint it. The other thing is that it's missing some of its detailed parts that have actually come off, and this is very, very loose also on the other side. So this is in some serious need of repair. I was really surprised on how good condition the inside actually was, which means no water has actually gone in. So if I can get the exterior in good condition, this can definitely be salvageable. All of the drawers work perfectly. The drawers don't stick, the runners are not broken. This thing needs an insane cleaning. It is just filthy, as I think it might have even possibly been outside. The good bones of this piece, including the original hardware, will make this a great restoration to be able to keep it as original as possible. My plan for this piece is to make this dreamy farmhouse. I'm thinking spring blue with the wood accents and be able to restore that beautiful hardware. I know that I need to remove the veneer off the top, so my first step is going to be the tedious task of removing the veneer. I'm gonna tell you in this video a bunch of tips on how you can get off really stubborn veneer, but I'm really hoping this one isn't that stubborn. So I'm going to tackle getting that veneer off, and then what I'm going to do is restore some of the areas on this cabinet that they need the actual repair. My first step will be to clean this piece really thoroughly before I get started removing the veneer. And then I'm going to be able to tape off and work with some of the areas that I'm going to keep original wood. I know you're gonna leave me hater comments that I'm going to put paint on this beautiful wood cabinet, but as you can see, even in the film, this piece needs an incredible amount of work. And there is just no way I can strip this whole piece and restain it because most of this cabinet is veneer. And it just isn't original underneath to be able to do that. So don't leave me hater comments. This is going to be gorgeous when I'm done. Some pieces need paint to be able to restore them. And imagine being able to bring new life to something like this that's been sitting out at a farm probably for years and years, has received water damage and would definitely end up in the landfill. So I'm gonna save this beautiful piece even by adding the paint. So don't worry, I got you. And usually I say, let's get creating, but right now we're gonna say, let's get cleaning. I'm using soap and water to get started on the cleaning of this, and then I can kind of see where I need to go. Because I know this came from someone's house and it didn't actually come from the landfill, I'm not gonna worry too much about things like bed bugs or anything like that. I know this piece is just dirty. It really just needs a really good scrubbing. I'm interested to see what it really looks like underneath all this grime. My next step is to remove the veneer off the top of this cabinet. I didn't worry too much about cleaning it very thoroughly on the top because I'm going to make a huge mess getting this off and then I can clean the top. When you're going to remove veneer, the first thing you want to do is remove any loose pieces that you have by hand so that you can actually get any pieces that might splinter you off in the beginning. Then the second step is to use a putty knife and work horizontally across your surface. You don't want to gouge your wood, so you only want to work in a horizontal way. Using a hammer, you can also tap the end of the knife to be able to move it along underneath. That way you don't splinter your hands, and you should probably wear gloves. The other step you could do is to use a blow dryer or a heat gun to release the hot glue that's underneath that was holding on that original veneer. It should come up and loosen pretty easily with a heat gun. And if you don't have a heat gun, a blow dryer will work just fine. The next thing you could do is place a very hot, wet towel that you no longer want to use ever again, a scrap towel, to be able to lay over top of the surface that you want to remove the veneer. That way you'll be able to loosen up with the warmth of the towel, the glue underneath, which should make moving the veneer a lot easier. You can also iron over a wet towel as well to loosen it even more if it's really stubborn. Also, you want to make sure that there's no leftover glue underneath. Once you do remove all of the veneer, you want to use a scraper and make sure all of that is off before you add any paint or stain, because it might bleed through and you'll have a very uneven surface. And once you're all the way done the task of removing the veneer, you're going to then have to sand really well to make sure that you've got all of your surfaces perfectly smooth. Now that I have all of the veneer off, I'm super impressed with how quickly this came off. And it was just from having the heat gun that really loosened that really old glue. Sometimes you get lucky and you get veneer pieces off in big chunks, and sometimes you chisel away at it for hours. And so I got really lucky. This took me maybe about 40 minutes to get everything off. And so now what I want to do is go over the top with a very light sand. This is not a wood top underneath. This is just like a pressed board. I'm not even sure exactly what this is made out of on the top. So I don't want to really bring down the fabric. I just want to be able to lightly sand it to make sure that the top is pretty smooth, because I am going to paint the top of this. If this was solid wood underneath the veneer, which would be very silly if they put veneer over solid wood, but back in the day, they used to do things like that on furniture. But if this was wood underneath, I would stain the top, but it's not. So I cannot stain this particle boardy kind of stuff that's underneath, so I'm going to paint it. I'm not telling you what color yet, you're gonna have to wait. I'm going to sand this and give it a really good smooth finish. While I'm waiting for some putty to dry on some of my drawers, I had a few small spots where veneer was missing, where there was detailing that I can't repair on my own unless I just smooth it over with some putty, wait for it to dry. And so I'm going to start painting some of the base areas of my cabinet using one of my Alicia English brushes. You can purchase these on my Etsy shop. These are great for working on furniture. They're easy to wash and they just apply the paint really, really nice without brush strokes. So I love these. I've been using them for a few years now. And I'm going to use this beautiful paint that I love, which is from Home Hardware. It's Beauty Tone paint and it's an acrylic paint, and it is called Water Ski, this blue that I'm going to use. It is a beautiful spring blue color and it has a gray undertone to it, and I think it's going to be gorgeous on this cabinet, especially because I have a little detailing I'm going to do on the front, which I think the color of this original wood is really going to complement this blue color. So we're gonna see what happens. Are you ready? When you're applying your first coat of paint on any projects that you're working on, don't hesitate because you think that it's not looking the way you want. Things always start to come together once you start applying your second and sometimes even third coat. So don't be alarmed when you're like, oh, this isn't looking how I think it's going to. First coats should never be full coverage. They should just be almost like a primer to get you going. With the way that this antique sideboard turned out. Imagine that this was gonna get thrown to the trash. I got this cabinet for free, and I'm so excited that I was able to save it from the landfill and bring it back to life. This was sitting outside, it's super old, it was really water damaged, and it needed so much love. but a half day's worth of work, a little elbow grease, and a lot of love, I was able to turn this piece into a functional piece of furniture. It has its wear spots where, it's just not absolutely perfect, but that's the beauty of having very charactered old-fashioned furniture. And I think that these things are way better built now than newer furniture, and I just am so happy that now this can be a focal point in someone's home. I decided to go really farmhouse with this. I was looking for distressed, aged, and I wanted to really bring the warmth of the original wood into this piece and complement it with a really beautiful blue tone. I knew that the orangey color would really complement a blue tone, being that orange and blue are complementary, and so I really wanted to showcase the beautiful legs that this had. So I left the legs original and just added some clear wax to really spice them up a little bit and bring their color back to life. I think the blue, which is a beauty tone paint called Water Ski, really complements the legs. I decided to go with a little bit of a distressed white hardware just to really give it a pop of color. I'm really excited with the areas that were detailed on this piece that I was able to do some extra distressing to bring life to those areas that someone really took a long time to craft originally back in the day. Adding some farmhouse decor, shiplap, you gotta add shiplap for farmhouse, and a little bit of our favorite saying, we rise by lifting others. This piece really came together. If you think that this project turned out great, smash that like button and let me know in the comment section if you want to see more farmhouse furniture flips. I'm actually kind of getting back to my roots a little bit with the farmhouse decor, even though I love boho, but I've been inspired online and seeing a lot of people post this gorgeous farmhouse, and it's bringing me back to my roots of when I started my handmade business, because I do really love farmhouse. So I think I'm going to tackle a lot more farmhouse projects, but I want to know what you guys think. We have exciting news to share with our YouTube family. About a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, one of our YouTube subscribers tagged me in a link on Facebook. I try to capture all the links that you guys send me, but it was just happened to be one that my name really popped up at the top. So I clicked the link, and it was a listing for a casting call for a TV show that would be airing in Ontario. And in order to apply for this, you had to be a resident of Ontario and love salvaging. It had my name written all over it. And so I decided that I would follow the prompts to be able to apply for this casting call. To my surprise, just a couple days later, I got an email from a casting agent asking if I would do an interview. I did a FaceTime interview with the casting agent and actually forgot all about it because I get busy doing content for you guys and running my handmade business and being a mom and a wife and life. So over the past 6 weeks or so, I've totally forgot all about this. And to my surprise, on Friday, I received an email that I was being asked to come in for a second interview. So I'm super excited. I know a lot of you saw on our community tab yesterday that today would be the day I'm going for my interview, but it was actually switched to tomorrow. So thank you so much to everyone who's been sending me good vibes and positive thoughts and good luck messages. We're really excited. We don't know any details really about this at all. So I'm hoping that we can keep you guys in the loop while we kind of learn about what this is. But tomorrow I'm going to Toronto to be able to do an interview with a production manager for a TV series on Canadian television. So it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to get some details and share with you guys what's going on. I'm going to try to make myself get some sleep tonight, although I'm bursting with excitement. So if you didn't know about this and you're just hearing about it on this video, you missed that community tab, send me all of your good positive vibes you got. I need all the luck I can get. So leave a comment down below, wish me good luck, and I will update you guys as soon as I can. If you're new to our channel and you haven't heard about our giveaway, we have a February giveaway that we are going to be announcing the winner at the end of the month, and you still have time to enter. We are giving away our second Silhouette Cameo 3 on our channel. All you have to do is be part of our YouTube family by subscribing to our channel to be entered. If you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Join our YouTube family. I hope you enjoyed this farmhouse style video. I love flipping furniture. As a lot of you know from watching my content, I plan on doing a lot more. I can't wait for the warm season to come about so I can find a lot more really nice furniture. I scored on this piece by getting it for free, and I'm so excited to be able to take some great photos of this and get this listed up for sale as part of my business. I'm really excited. I think it turned out great, and I'm loving the blue color. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next project.